Today on Investigate TV, recalled baby products in homes across America.
If you would have known about the recall, PJ could be alive right now.
He would absolutely still be here. We would not have used it, we would have thrown it away.
And some banned products are still making it into the U.S. as the government struggles to keep up.
So, do we catch everything? Not enough, because we don't have the resources to really get out there and cover everything as much as we'd like to.
Investigate TV starts right now. Hello and welcome to Investigate TV. I'm Lee Zurich. Baby items recalled years ago are still in homes across America, and our team finds they're also available for sale online right now. Critics say part of the problem is manufacturers aren't forced to aggressively tell the public when their products are dangerous and should be fixed or thrown away. At 3 months old, PJ Madsen uttered his first words to his parents.
I love you.
The only words he would ever say. Weeks after this video was taken, PJ's parents placed him in an incline sleeper where he slept every night since birth. When his father went to wake him up in the morning, PJ was lifeless.
He was in an inclined bassinet and he was able to roll over in it because of how narrow it was, and he was on his stomach, and mixed with the incline and him being on his stomach, he wasn't able to breathe, and he passed away that way from being in the bassinet.
His parents had no idea a government watchdog agency, the Consumer Product Safety Commission, or CPSC, hired an independent doctor to review these products for possible danger. The month before PJ died, that doctor declared no incline sleep products are safe, warning the design has an increased risk for suffocation because babies can roll and aren't able to self-correct. In 2019, the CPSC and manufacturers of 2 products recalled the products, issuing news releases. But the recalls of the Kids 2 rocking sleepers and the Fisher-Price Rock and Play didn't stop the deaths. 6 months after the government and product maker issued the recall, PJ died.
If you would have known about the recall, PJ could be alive right now.
He would absolutely still be here. We would not have used it, we would have thrown it away.
So the message didn't reach you?
No.
And if they would have spent more time and attention, maybe even money, to get that recall product, that it was recalled out, then we would have, me and probably a bunch of other parents would have stopped using it if we would have heard about it.
In fact, at least 4 babies died after the recall, which prompted the federal government and Kids 2 to re-announce the recall in January. Fisher-Price, too, re-announced its recall, reporting 8 deaths after its first warning. According to our analysis of government data, since 2000, the Consumer Product Safety Commission has had to re-announce recalls of at least 46 products because the original alert didn't reach enough consumers.
Companies do spend a tremendous amount of time to market products to get them into consumers' home. They should be spending as much money if they find out that there is a defective product to get them out of consumers' homes and keep families safe.
Both Kids 2 and Fisher-Price declined our request for a comment. Both companies posted about the original recall on their Facebook pages and Twitter feeds, but neither company has mentioned the re-announcement of the recall on their social media channels. They did on their company websites. And the way laws are written, the federal government can't force these companies to do more, to do a better job alerting consumers.
There have been products that have been recalled, and after the recall, people have died.
That is true.
I mean, that's unacceptable.
I think that those are exactly the things we're trying to prevent by pushing companies to get the announcements out quickly and to be able to provide an adequate recall.
In fact, we were able to find these recalled products online and buy them. Here's a Fisher-Price Rock and Play we purchased in December. Since 2010, at least 100 infants have died in one just like this.
We were able to buy a Fisher-Price Rock and Play online easily. We got it delivered to us.
Yeah, I mean that's just wrong. I mean we need to be able to set up a system where consumers are aware of these risks and have the incentive to take advantage of them.
It's illegal to sell recalled products, but we bought the products on Facebook Marketplace. Meta is aware of these types of sales, but we found dozens available, despite the company telling us it takes the issue seriously and removes listings when it finds them.
You should never have seen that product on their marketplace. They're in a position where they can see what's going up on their marketplace before it gets to the public, and that's the best time to step in and say, you can't post that. There's a recall on it.
CPSC Chairman Alexander Hohensaurek even wrote to Meta asking them twice to remove incline sleepers. But just a month after his most recent plea, we bought a Kids 2 rocking sleeper from a seller in Ohio. This sleeper similar to the one little PJ was in.
I think there needs to be stricter regulations on things like that, like Facebook Marketplace trying to sell it. It needs to be out there, and people just need to take it serious, because people don't take it serious. Because like my mom said, they say it won't happen to me, or I used it with my kids, they were fine, but it takes one time for something bad to happen, and you just never, you don't know what's gonna happen.
During our interview, Lydia Calvaca held her granddaughter Ryan tight.
I have a hole in my heart. Not a day goes by that I don't think of my grandson. Not a day.
When not in her arms, she checks on every one of Ryan's deep breaths. She does the same thing with her granddaughter Dylan, frightened she might lose another baby to a defective product.
Yes, I'm scared. I can't sleep. She doesn't know this, I've never told her. But with Dylan and with Ryan, I'm afraid to sleep. I'm afraid something that happens only to other people is gonna happen again, you know? So I watch them like a hawk. My fiance watches them. They are never unattended. It sucks, because I want to be able to enjoy them the way I enjoyed PJ, without worrying and being nervous that something's gonna happen. And this incident has taken that away from me. It's taken some of my joy for my other grandchildren away from me, and that angers me.
Kiera Matson reached a confidential settlement with Kids 2 last October. Coming up, a father's fight to get dangerous pool drain covers banned in the U.S. after his daughter's death, and what happened when we searched the web to find them. Plus, a behind-the-scenes look at the government's import inspection process. Welcome back to Investigate TV. Recalled and banned products are showing up all over the internet, despite specific laws put into place, because people have been seriously hurt or killed. A big part of the problem is imports and third-party sellers. We take an inside look at how the government is trying to police dangerous items and why it can't catch everything.
This is a rare look inside the federal operation that's meant to keep consumers safe. In Newark, New Jersey, federal agents check boxes coming into the country through the nearby port, looking for things that are banned here, like items that are flammable or have excessive lead. They check cribs and hair bows and look through boxes, sometimes running them through a chemical scanner. To understand why we're bringing you here, meet Scott Taylor.
So as long as anybody who's going to ask me and want to talk about it and will listen, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about her. It makes me sad sometimes, but it also brings her very much back to right here.
Taylor has spoken about his daughter Abby many times, but his passion for her life and how it may save the daughters and sons of others continues.
If you knew her, she was always the life of the party. She was always the reason I wear pink and the reason I dress the way that I do often with a lot of color is because of her.
In June 2007, 6-year-old Abby played in a country club's kiddie pool filled with just 18 inches of water.
At some point, she got near the pool drain, sat on it, and her buttocks created a seal around the pool sump, the bowl, if you will, and she was eviscerated, and meaning that she lost her small intestine.
The drain essentially suctioned her to the bottom of the pool. That drain, concealed with a cover that her family says they later found had been broken earlier and wasn't installed correctly.
She got out of the pool. She managed to get herself off of the pool drain, took a few steps and passed out.
Abby went to a local children's hospital, and the family then found out something was seriously wrong.
She went into surgery. The doctor came out and told us what had happened, and we were completely shocked and caught off guard.
For 9 months, Abby was in and out of the hospital. Multiple surgeries and transplants didn't take. On March 20th, 2008, Abby Taylor passed away. The type of pool drain cover that Abby was suctioned to is now banned due to a law passed the year she died, named after another little girl who also died in a similar incident, Virginia Graham Baker, whose initials are now stamped on legal drain covers sold in the U.S.
The goal was to get them completely off the market, which we did from a retail standpoint. However, as I understand, they're available on the internet somewhere, coming in from other places.
In fact, we found these matches for banned pool drain covers appearing online, being sold through third-party sellers on big box retail sites in major online marketplaces. Here's another. In March, the Consumer Product Safety Commission, or CPSC, warned a Chinese company that its pool drain cover violated the law and requested a recall, which went up a month later. The Amazon retailer put a note about the recall on its site, but months later we were able to buy one that appears in photos to be identical to the one the CPSC flagged and recalled.
Are some of these companies not even American companies?
I think a lot of the companies that we see on the imports coming in are not American companies, and that's a problem we're seeing in the e-commerce space as well. What we're seeing is that on the platforms that you're buying things, you think you're buying it from somebody else, but really it's a fly-by-night seller coming in from overseas.
This is where we come back to the federal facility in Newark, one of just 24 ports in the U.S. where the CPSC regularly inspects shipments.
We have a tremendous amount of trade in this country, tremendous amount of product coming into it. So do we catch everything? Not enough, because we don't have the resources to really get out there and cover everything as much as we'd like to.
Our team found over a dozen products that appeared to match those the CPSC found to be in violation of safety laws, from bike helmets to outdoor equipment, that are still available to buy through major online retailers.
How do you police that?
We've seen things online by a seller that we know have killed a child before. We have flagged it for the platform, and then a week later we see the same listing under a slightly different name on the platform. And again, we tell the platform that they take it down, but that game of whack-a-mole has to stop, and the platforms are really in the best place to be able to do that.
We analyzed hundreds of notices of violation from the CPSC. Warnings sent after the agency ran tests like this to companies across the globe, many exporting products here to the U.S. for problems from breaking lead paint regulations to posing choking hazards. We found more than 14,000 notices filed between 2017 and 22, and of those, the government requested around 900 products to be recalled. But in nearly half of those cases, we found no evidence the company recalled their products. Part of the problem, tracking them down. We looked up the addresses tied to many of the violations and found they traced to shops in strip malls, apartment complexes, even large homes and gated communities. Many were storage and shipping warehouses, including Amazon facilities, but not the product maker itself.
That's exactly the problems that we also see trying to trace back when we find a dangerous product. And oftentimes if it ends up being overseas, it's a lot harder for us to actually get the manufacturer to do anything.
Here's part of the reason why. Foreign or domestic, the CPSC can't force a company to do a recall without jumping through assorted hoops.
The recall process itself, to the extent that we do a mandatory recall, requires us to sue a company. And that does take a tremendous amount of time and takes a tremendous amount of resources. And honestly, getting a recall a year and a half later doesn't actually help consumers at all.
In July, Amazon announced a new program. It will now alert consumers when products they buy on Amazon have recalls or warnings, a step that might help parents who turn online for a quick place to buy anything from cribs to toys.
If the product is illegal in the U.S., you shouldn't be able to buy it, whether it's coming from China or anywhere else. You shouldn't be able to buy it in the U.S. That's a loophole or responsibility that I've only just recently become aware of, and I would like to see that change. And again, I'd like the companies to handle it.
In the hospital, Abby asked her parents if she would be on TV.
We have videos of her singing and dancing, even when she's carrying around her pumps and everything else. So the question wasn't that surprising, like, am I going to be on TV?
Abby is on TV again. Her father will continue talking about her, continuing pushing for better government oversight until his mission is accomplished.
We said, why, honey? And she says, we need to tell families about this pool drain thing so that I don't want any other kids to get hurt like I got hurt.
Abby's family tells our team they sued the golf club where this happened and the parent company of the manufacturer. They settled out of court with the drain cover maker, which said it thought her death was caused by the maintenance issue, but still paid. That money helped fund and start Abby's Hope, her family's organization for safe swimming. They also settled with the golf club. After the break, we look at copycat products, why new versions of banned products keep popping up. Copycat companies are recreating products that have been recalled and then selling them on the internet. An attorney who represents consumer clients says overseas manufacturers are creating new versions of those recalled products and shipping them here. One example, dupes of a product made by Boppy called the Infant Lounger. The company voluntarily recalled its more than 3 million products after at least 8 babies died. But then came the copycats.
Took in a case, it was a product that was purchased on Amazon, and it was a copycat product to the Boppy Lounger. It's like a foam-filled pillow. It looks like the Boppy Lounger, and the Boppy Lounger was obviously recalled. So this Chinese company must have seen the Boppy Lounger and basically copied it, and it's for sale on Amazon. Similar in design, obviously hasn't been recalled, associated with a death. And so, now what you have is you have these very popular products, and there are copycat products to these products that are eventually being recalled. Like, that's a whole other area of, in addition to the secondary market resale, that's going to be a large problem as well. There is no way that an underfunded and understaffed CPSC can even handle the sort of the work that they have on their plate, let alone being involved as sort of a gatekeeper for the products coming into the United States. The real way to get this to stop is with the internet marketing that's being done here. It would be very easy for Amazon and other major websites to not carry certain classes of products. I think that that's the way that it needs to happen, as opposed to having people inspecting products as they come in.
Boppy offers a refund for any of its newborn loungers on its website, boppy.com. Amazon sent us a statement regarding our questions about products sold on its site that match recalled products. A spokesperson said all products sold on their site must comply with applicable laws, regulations, and policies. Further, they said they remove non-compliant products, and customers with concerns should contact customer service, and that Amazon replaces or refunds for products not in the condition expected. Coming up, lead paint is one of the top reasons federal investigators flag imports. Next, we show you how you can test products in your home. Welcome back to Investigate TV. Lead poisoning is still a real concern for parents. Our team discovered in the last decade the Consumer Product Safety Commission has handed out more than 5,000 notices of violation for children's products with too much lead, and those are just the products the agency caught. That's why consumer investigator Rachel DePompa bought several toys online to test them and walk you through the process. Let's see what she found.
We wanted to find out if products you could easily buy on Amazon for your kids contain lead levels that exceed the limits set by the Consumer Product Safety Commission. We bought things like a toy football, princess costume jewelry, wooden blocks, even shoe charms. These are the same types of toys that we saw with violations or being intercepted at the ports. Now, the Environmental Protection Agency recommends that you use this test. It's called a 3M lead check swabs. We also grabbed this. It's called ProLab Instant Surface Test Kit. I want to let you know, all children's products in the U.S. must not contain a concentration of lead greater than 0.009%. That's 90 parts per million in the paint or any similar surface coatings. Experts tell us touching toys with lead paint on them, that's not necessarily bad. It's that kids like to put things in their mouth, so ingesting the lead is what could poison them. These tests only tell you if lead is present. They don't tell you how much lead. So let's get started. So for this one, you just need a glass of water. It comes with this dropper and swab. You just drop 2 drops on it, then you take the football, and then you just rub for 2 minutes. And this does not appear to have lead in it. If this had lead in it, it would turn pink, red, and purple. We're gonna try the costume jewelry. And again, this one has not changed color. Let's move on to the 3M lead check swab. So with these, you get a little test kit. So if you keep getting negative results, this actually has lead in it, so it shows you that they're actually working. Also, important to note, you wanna keep all of these kits away from children. And I shake. We're gonna try the football again. So we do this one for 30 seconds. All right, so I don't see any pink or red, so this test is negative. We're also gonna test with the lead test swabs that we bought online. So you can see these are yellow like the other ones, and this one, you just dip it in water, get rid of the excess water. You can see it turns bright yellow, and then you just hold it against the product for 30 seconds. It's really hard to tell with this test. It's orangey. I can't tell, but it looks like there might be some pink in there too. We just got our first positive result. This is from the 3M test. You can see it's pink. It did not test positive with the ProLab test. It is testing positive with the 3M lead check. So we tested this again and we got a negative result. We originally got a pink test. We tested it again with the same brand and got a negative. So we don't know if that's a false positive. Overall, we tested 9 products and we don't believe that we got a real positive result with any of them, which is good news for toys that we bought online. But again, for us, it was also about showing the ease of using these products. You can search to see if a product you bought is recalled at cpsc.gov/recalls. The only downside, not everything that is given a violation by the Consumer Product Safety Commission is actually recalled or listed on this site. You might also try Googling a product to see if you notice complaints from other consumers.
And that's it for us. Thanks for joining us here on Investigate TV. Hope to see you next week.